Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me today. Before we begin, I would like you to do one thing first. Imagine you're now attending a public event, maybe a graduation ceremony. Everyone around you start laughing and interacting, but your world is so quiet and cannot hear anything. What is your feeling right now? For the deaf and mute individuals, this is actually not their imagination. This is the reality that they would face every day. Deaf and mute people represent over 5% of the global population, which means that there's hundreds of millions of people who regularly face communication inequalities every day. But also, they cannot always have a sign language interpreter stay with them. So today, I would invite you to join me in exploring how sign language technology can become a bridge, a voice, and a help to the deaf individuals. So modern interpreting technologies generally follow two translation pathways. The first one is sign language to text and speech, and the second one is speech and text to sign language. So today we will mainly focus on these two aspects. First, let me begin with the sign language to speech and text interpretation. So one of the technological innovations in sign recognition is the hand gesture recognition advancement, which means that firstly, we can have the deep learning in gesture recognition, which means that the system can recognize diverse hand shapes and motions in real time. Secondly, there are some sensor integrated growths, which is the growths with fixed sensors and can capture precise finger and wrist movements. In terms of software aspect, there are also real-time tracking frameworks that can enable high-quality landmark detection. And finally, there are some vision-based recognition systems which can offer scalable gesture recognition. So all these innovations can represent essential building blocks that push sign language technology closer to natural and accessible real-time communication. And secondly, for speech and text to sign language, we can first get to know a bit about the translation process first. So the speech is converted into text and then processed linguistically to fit sign language syntax for accurate translation. Also, one of their major component is the animation technology. Animation technology engines can create 2D and 3D avatars, rendering handshakes, facial expressions, and posture for realistic sign language. For the users, they can use some mobile platforms which enable the real-time sign language output for education and home optimization. After having an understanding about the function of the sign language technology, it's time for us to explore and also consider the future integrated system and challenges. Firstly, as a user, we need to consider whether we should use vision-based vs sensor-based technology. For vision-based, it means its camera output is much more affordable than the sensor-based. But for sensor-based, it's highly accurate and more accurate than the vision-based. Therefore, it's important for us to choose the one that's suitable for us. And also, it's important to understand and also explore on the future integrated future systems. So firstly, in the future, we hope that there are some comprehensive sign language platform that can unify sign to speech and speech to sign translation with full vocabulary. And also, there should be some multimodal input recognition that can interpret hand gesture, facial expression, lip movements from image to video accurately. And also, we know that at this stage, there are some systematic limitations that we need to be addressed. For example, there's still state facing some challenges like their limited large-scale data sets, complex conversational support, and tailored online service for deaf users. Therefore, I'm looking forward to their future opportunities and hope that there are some integrated platform which can enhance communication, equality, social inclusion, and digital autonomy for deaf communities globally. Finally, I would like to say that as hearing individuals, we should be grateful for what we have. At the same time, we should adopt the accessible technology and also encourage some institution to uh, provide more sign language interpreters and adopt some sign language technology. And also, we know that at this stage, the sign language technology is still at the stage of developing and not yet well developed. Therefore, if we see someone need help and they are with hearing loss, and therefore, I think we should definitely come to help them and also approach them to provide a helping hand before the world become a better place. Before it can become the paradise that we all imagine, we should choose to be kind first. That's the end. Thank you.